Do it really fast.
Jordan, they need you in the picture.
Yep.
Road sense is the offspring of courtesy and the parent of safety. Maud Van Buren. As my daughter turned 14 years old 2 days ago, the one thing I couldn't help but think was that in 2 years, she would be able to get her driver's license. Turning 16 years old is a rite of passage to many teenagers, giving them freedom to the open road and freedom to come and go as they choose to some degree. According to Fox 17 News in Talmadge Township, Michigan, in June of 2004, Jacob Frey Blair, 17, was driving southbound on 8th Avenue at approximately 10:45 p.m. when he crossed the center line and his car hit a northbound SUV. Jacob was pronounced dead at the scene. It was later discovered by the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office that Jacob was texting while driving. The driver of the SUV suffered broken bones and the other passenger was unhurt. In Commerce City, Colorado, police say that alcohol and speed appeared to be a factor in a fatal crash. The crash occurred around 3 p.m. Friday, April 18th of 2014. A 16-year-old girl with a learner's permit lost control of a white Dodge Neon and collided with a 52-year-old man on a Yamaha motorcycle. 3 of the teens in the vehicle were transported to Denver Health in serious condition. A 4th passenger, an 18-year-old, was treated for minor injuries and was later released. Unfortunately, the driver of the motorcycle was pronounced dead. It is examples such as these that lead me to encourage you as parents and guardians to not allow your children to receive their driver's licenses until they turn 18. In Texas, according to the Department of Public Safety website, a teenager who has held a valid Texas driver's license for 6 months and is at least age 18 is able to apply to take their driving tests online. The risk of motor vehicle crashes is higher among 16 and 19-year-olds than any other group. Per miles driven, teen drivers ages 16 to 19 are nearly 3 times more likely than drivers ages 20 and older to be in fatal car crashes. And that's according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Many scientists attribute these statistics to adolescent brain development. The National Institute of Mental Health suggests that emotional maturity, not necessarily experience, is the reason that teen drivers are responsible for far more accidents than any other age demographics. The spread of white matter in brain development is the most important aspect of drivers. It is the process that helps brain cells communicate more effectively. It isn't until age 20 that white matter begins to spread through the back of the brain forward, usually completing the process between ages 25 to 30 years of age. This frontal lobe is responsible for driving skills and manages the body's motor skills, emotional maturity, and aversion to risk-taking. The lack of white matter explains why teenagers are more likely to disobey traffic signs, lose control of their vehicles, and speed. It is for reasons such as these that experts suggest raising the minimum driving age to age 18. Teenagers and young adults between ages 15 to 24 represent only 14% of the U.S. population. However, they account for 30% of the total cost of motor vehicle injuries among males and 28% of the total insurance costs of vehicle injuries among females. In 2011, in the United States, 2,650 teens ages 16 to 19 were killed and almost 292,000 were treated in emergency departments for injuries sustained by motor vehicle crashes. 7 teens ages 16 to 19 died every day from motor vehicle injuries, according to Injury Statistics Query and Reporting Systems. Of the teens 13 and 19 who died in passenger vehicle crashes, approximately 55% were not wearing their seatbelts at the time of the crash. Teens are more likely than more experienced drivers to underestimate dangerous situations or to recognize hazardous situations. At all levels of blood alcohol concentration, the risk of involvement in a motor vehicle crash are greater for teens than any other driver. In 2012, 23% of drivers aged 15 to 20 involved in fatal motor vehicle crashes were drinking. And that's according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In a national survey conducted in 2013 within the same Center for Disease Control and Prevention survey, 22% of teens reported that within the previous month they had ridden with drivers who had been drinking. Among students who drove, 10% reported having driven after drinking alcohol with someone 1 month period. In 2012, 71% of drivers ages 15 to 20 were killed in motor vehicle crashes after drinking and driving and were not wearing a seatbelt. In 2012, 49% of teen deaths from motor vehicle crashes occurred between 3 p.m. and midnight, and 53% occurred on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Compared to all age groups, teens have the lowest seatbelt use. In 2013, only 55% of high school students stated that they always wear a seatbelt when riding with someone else. Driving is a complicated skill. We must practice driving to learn to do it well. Lack of driving experience, along with risk-taking behavior, puts teenagers at a larger risk for crashes. As parents and guardians, even though it is not required by law, we can require our child to wait until the age of 18 to obtain their license. In the words of Irma Bombeck, never lend your car to anyone to whom you have given birth.